few weeks back I reviewed the OC5, which is the new octave pedal from Boss. In this video I'm going to give you a side-by-side comparison of the OC2, the OC3 and the OC5. So if you're wondering which one to put on your pedal board, this video is for you. Okay, so I've just put a loop into the looper. Let's have a listen to that on its own. So obviously, because we're using octave pedals, I've done that quite high, so when we use the octave pedals, it'll sound in the lower register. So we're going to check out each of these octaves using two different settings. The first setting that we're going to look at is the octave on full and the direct signal completely off. For people who like to use OC2s, they often say that this is their go-to setting, and it gives it more of a synthy square wave type sound. So we're going to go OC2, OC3, and then the OC5 has got two different settings. So we're going to look at the vintage setting, which is more like the OC2, and then the poly setting, which is more like the OC3. So here's the OC2. Now here's the OC3. And here is the OC5 in vintage mode, the one that's more like the OC2. And now we're going to look at the OC5 in poly mode, which is more like the OC3. So straight away I can hear with the OC5, it sounds like there's more of a bassy response, so it's giving you a lot more low end. It's also a higher output as well. So I've got the OC2 turned right up, I've got the OC3 turned almost all the way up, but I've had to really bring the OC5 down. So let's put the OC2 and the OC5 side by side. There is definitely a difference there. So I take back what I said in my previous video, there is definitely a difference. Which one do you like best? Now let's look at the OC5 and the OC3 side by side. So now we're going to look at a second sound. So it's the same thing really, but we're just going to mix in some of the direct signal. So it's going to be about 50-50. 50% direct signal, 50% one octave below. So first of all, let's listen to the OC2. Now let's listen to the OC3. I think that's my favourite sound right there. Now let's listen to the OC5 in vintage mode. And now let's listen to the OC5 in poly mode. Now let's do some side by sides. So we'll start with the OC2 and the OC5. Now we're going to look at the OC3 next to the OC5. So which one sounded best? Please let me know in the comments, and now check out one of these videos.